What up, YouTube? Agent Persuasion here, and I'm here with my boy Eric, who just got second place playing what deck today, my friend?
Altergeist.
Altergeist.
Geist gang.
We're helmeting up today, huh?
Yes.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. That's how you get free wins, baby. Let's go and get into it. Let's get in there.
All right. So the monster list is pretty standard. Just 3 Faker, 3 Marionetter, 3 Seek, 2 Silk, 1 Kankiri. There were a couple of times where I honestly, like during my matches today, where I was like, why don't I have a third one of these? Because I ended up with 1 engrave, and then 1 in hand, and none to summon with Faker.
You know, sometimes if you like that, that's like the worst one to draw 2 of ever. It's the only one
I'll
you
see
never
both
want.
of these in my opening hand and just wanna kill myself. But yeah, I say that now, but then as soon as I put a third one in, I'm
gonna
see
draw
it too
all
many
3?
times. Yeah, too much. But
and then you're gonna take it right out.
Yeah. So yeah, basic Geist monster list. Everyone runs it that way.
Multi-Faker, best card, bro.
Hand traps. 3 Ash. Going with the gold rare. I traded.
It's not the feed.
Well, yeah. One of our guys in locals. This guy right here, Kyle Lewis. You've probably seen him on the video.
This guy?
Oh god, are those the ones
Kyle.
I traded you?
Yeah, he wanted to trade for some ultra or whatever or anything like that. I wanted to get rid of the feet, so I traded him for the gold rares. All the same value. They're easier to fucking like if I'm looking through and I need to find
them to
them.
the top because they're
Exactly. There's no thicker. They got the gold rim.
Oh, that's ass.
Yeah. So yeah, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Spell. That's all I really for the hand traps. Me and Kyle Shook talked about the fact that he doesn't run the hand traps at all. He just runs more traps. Anytime I don't have any hand traps ever, going second, I always end up losing. I gotta have some kind of way to interact, even if it's only 1. This card against Red Eyes Fusion is nice.
Everyone that I don't know
because Red Eyes screws me over.
Who runs that, Eric?
Red Eyes Fusion? Caleb? You, I guess?
I'm just looking right at him.
Like, I'm not going to use these on any of the Drytrons because you're just going to keep cycling through with those anyway. So if I go against Drytron, or if I go against the Drytron I know is using Dragoon, I'll save the Ash for that because it's not going to matter for the rest of it. So.
Hey, this is a hand trap with impermanence.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it really is. This thing is so busted.
It's an FTK at that
Turn
point.
1, yeah.
Then, mostly inspired by Carl Shook because he ran these in his main for the King of Games tournament, and I was watching him destroy with that, so that was nice. I used to run like 2 Gamma Seals or maybe 3 Gamma Seals. I finally got my Godarlas, so just in case of bird up, I want to have that. Plus, if I like Kaiju theirs, Kaiju, get one of mine out there, and then get rid of their big Kaiju, I've got a nice beefy boy out there. So he's nice to have. There was one game where I opened up with 2 of these, Solemn Judgment, Skill Drain, and an Ash Blossom, and I lost that game.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
that's a bad hand. That's a bad hand. I was like, you didn't say multi-faker anywhere.
I was going first as well, so yeah, screwed me over. And of course, 3 Pot of Prosperity.
That's a god card.
I packed 1, I bought 1 for cheap, and I traded a Sky Striker core for that and $75.
To me. Yeah, you know when activating games.
I bought that Sky Striker core last year for $17. Traded it for like $200+ of value.
Yeah,
so
when it wasn't worth anything, when everything was banned, right?
Yeah. I packed 1. My 1 box of Blazing
We're
Vortex.
not like you, Cal. We can't pack all 3.
I wish I bought that.
Then we'll go into the Geist Traps, 3 Spoofing, 2 Protocol, 1 Manifestation. Again, pretty standard. A trick I learned from Kyle Shook is I never really thought about it going second, side out one of these because it's a dead card in your hand. It's only good in the late game if you're going second, but so it's nice. It's with this deck I find that it's nice to be able to identify the things I will side out.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things like all the Solemns, I keep telling myself like, oh, I need to keep them in there because I need to keep tempo, but like going second, Solemn Judgment. I'll keep the strikes, not the judgments. But yeah, pretty basic again for the traps. I used to run Haunted Rock for a couple weeks.
I remember that card. That was that new common, right?
Yeah, there are times where it works out, like where you can turbo out that Hextia. It's real nice, but for the most part, it's just not worth it. And once I took it out, I feel like I started winning more. So
fair enough.
The honorary Geist card, Imperm. There's so many times like we did the box tournament. The profile you saw with my boy Seth here winning the box tournament, I got second in that. And going against Tri Brigade in one of the earlier rounds, I'd opened up evenly Imperm and Faker, and I was like, I'm set. I'm all set. So yeah, 3 Imperms there.
You're never winning.
The Solemn Brigade. Going first. Thank you. Going first, definitely keep all of them in. If I'm going second, unless I really feel like I need a Solemn, sometimes I'll take out 1 Judgment. But most of the time, I'll take those out going second. I always keep the strikes in because I've got to have some way to get rid of Verte, get rid of some
helps
stuff.
break boards too.
Yeah,
help break boards. So they try to negate something, you just strike it and it's gone through. So it's good.
And then the 2 one-ofs. 1 Imperial, 1 Skill Drain. Skill Drain plus Protocol pretty much, I think, won me the deciding game in my round 3 matchup.
Oh, because it doesn't negate yours.
Yeah, the activated effects are protected. So, like, the way I always describe it to people is like, if Skill Drain and Protocol are up, and I have Milliseek can't attack directly. But if it does any amount of damage, if I attack your Almirage, if I do any amount of damage, the activated effect is protected, even under Skill Drain. So I went against Adamancipator. And I flipped this up when he had Lambda, ironically enough, and whatever the Xyz that searches, had those up, flipped that up. Those were the only monsters he had the rest of the match, and I ended up winning. In Imperial Order, even if I'm going against a deck that doesn't use a lot of spells, if I don't have something I really need to side it out for, I'll keep Imperial Order in because it's just
It's an FTK versus Drytron, I'll tell you that much right now.
There you go.
You open that right now,
Plus
I cry.
For sure.
Spell removal.
Activate Nova,
Spell trap removal. It's also just another way to activate Multi-Faker. It's a trap like Protocol that doesn't need anything else happening for me to activate it. So if I'm willing to sacrifice 700 life points over turns, it's definitely worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
Definitely. The extra, 3 Hextia, 1 Prima Banshee. Kyle Shook, Altergeist Master himself, he went against this idea, but when I play Prosperity, usually, I guess I'll show you at the end of this, what my Prosperity targets are. So those are the Geists. These are my Link 1s. This, just because if people aren't paying attention to their zones, that's nice. This is in here only because I side in Secret Village. It's literally the only reason. The only other reason I would use it is like Silk, open up Silk Manifestation, just get the Silk out of there, get the Manifestation, bring them back next turn. Really, that does not ever come up for me though.
Good.
Then I'll play these 2 Spirit Charmers. Just because if I get Veilered or if I get Ashed, I've got another way to get into access. Selene and access code.
Selene and access.
Almost never come up, really. Definitely not the fire one. Because the only fire that I have in this deck is Hextia. And it's relatively rare that I want to link off a Hextia and not use both of his links along with a 3rd monster. But comes up. 2, the Nightmares, pretty standard, generic removal. Again, I guess that's another fire I could use, but it's another link too that I'd have to use. But never use these. Almost never come up.
Don't need it when your Altergeist monsters are putting in the work.
Exactly. This, only in here because of Dragoon. Never used it once on Dragoon. Still so afraid of Dragoon, so I keep it in there.
That card's everywhere.
Yeah. Then the Selene to access package, and then also Avermax in case if I Selene back a Meloseek or something like that, and I link into Link Karibo, I can go into Avermax. Avermax, again, almost never comes up, but it's a big body, can't be targeted. Yeah. It's a way to get around Dragoon if it comes up to it. So when it comes to Prosperity, the things that I will always banish are the two Nightmares and those 2. Always. If I'm going for 6, I'm banishing those 2.
Yep, for sure.
The other options for banishment are going to be one of the Charmers or Ningirsu, maybe that. And the thing that Kyle Shook disagrees with me so much on is usually I will go for these 4, the Ningirsu, and Hextia. If I don't know what I'm going against,
you rather have utility.
I'd rather have these in case, and these if I need to get over something. And I've got 2 more Hextias. I will go into 2 Hextias often. I will almost never go into a 3rd Hextia. The only time it comes up is if one of my other Hextia's summon gets negated, because then I have no way to really recover from that point.
For sure.
But yeah, those are the ones I like to keep because these keep my access code line going. But depending on my matchup, things could change. If I know I'm going against something that's going to have Dragoon, I might keep Ningirsu. But for the most part, if I'm blind doing it, these are the 6 I'm banishing because that feels the safest to me until it doesn't come up.
Until you need it, you're like, I don't feel safe anymore.
Exactly.
It's okay. Trap decks do good against things like that, though, so it's okay.
Side deck. We got 2 Secret Village plus Metaverse.
God card.
Just if I'm going first in the second game, I will usually want to have this if I think they're going to be doing spell trap removal, Drytron, Sky Striker, anything like that. It's good. It's just I went against a hero player on Friday, and I activated this, and he did not play. He had whole hand full of spells. He could not do anything, so it can be a big blowout. Another in line with those is 2 anti-spell. This is my don't hit my back row sighting. That's pretty much what all
5 cards is a nice number.
Yeah.
It's always nice.
So those then, if I want to hate your back row, I've got 2 of those, because there are so many times, like, I would not have these in my side, and I don't main deck them, and then I would go against
A back row
True
deck.
Draco or some Numeron bullshit that I gotta get rid of their back row. Yeah, Darren. Or of course, Evenly Matched is a pseudo back row removal too.
Yeah.
But usually I just put that in if I hope they don't get any negates on there, and I can do this plus Faker. That's a killer.
That's
So
the FTK, baby.
get out that Milliseek and then just link away and go from there. And then, of course, Pank, if I'm going second. Usually what I end up doing is I side out my Solemn Judgments and maybe the Skill Drain. I'll side in the 3 Evenlies and Pank if I'm going second. That's usually the play. And then, of course, 3 Lancia. These were, at one point, for the box tournament, these were Inspector Border. The whole reason that Lane was able to beat me is because I had Marionetter in hand and Inspector Border in hand. Going against Tri-Brigade, I'm like,
You gotta choose which one.
I want him to not activate his monsters unless he's got the Tenki plus Fractal to get over Inspector Border. That's literally the only way. Let's do this. I summon Inspector Border. 6th card, he draws Imperm.
Unlucky.
Game's over. But yeah, Lancia came in pretty clutch against my last round, playing against Tri-Brigade. And it came in real clutch the second round, going against a 60-card Gren Maju Banish deck. I just did that.
Oh,
he
that's
wasn't
an
able to do
FTK
anything.
versus Grand Maju. End their turn, hopefully.
Yeah. So yeah, when I went against a Adamancipator player, that was the one that I had some struggles with. Did not side anything in until I knew I was going second. Then I sided in the Evenlies. But yeah, it was a pretty tough day. I tied in the first round, so I expected that I was not going to be able to get anything.
But you were undefeated the rest of the way.
Went undefeated the rest of the way.
3-0-1.
So technically, I'm still undefeated.
Technically 3-0-1.
I'm
I like
half
it.
defeated.
Hey, that's okay. That's better than losing.
Here, you know what? Let's do a 2-4. Let's see what I open. Let's
see what you get, baby. Let's see.
Doesn't look like it.
No, it looks like a super. Hopefully it's something good at least.
Melfy Mommy.
Melfy Mommy.
I don't think I have one of those, so build that Melfy deck for my wife.
You already know. All right, man. Any shout outs you want to give for getting second place?
Shout out to Team Exodia, the Forbidden One here, Wichita locals. Geist Gang. Shout out to Kyle Shook for giving me some tips on Geist and whatnot. Shout out to myself.
Yes.
For winning. And
it.
I don't imagine many of your viewers are in the Wichita, Kansas area, but if you are, I am a stand-up comedian. I work at the Looney Bin all the time. If you live in Oklahoma City, I also work at your Looney Bin a lot. Check out Eric Von Reicher on anywhere on YouTube. I think I'm pretty sure I have 1 or 2 videos on there. Feel free to comment on this video how unfunny you think I am.
Because it'll make your comedic act even funnier.
Exactly. So I'm trying to write jokes about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not really working very well.
It's hard when they don't know what the fuck you're talking
If they don't know what it is. Well, okay. The one joke that I have about Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't really hit, but I'll give it to you.
Give it to us because we're Yu-Gi-Oh players.
You can tell me how it's not funny. I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Over quarantine, and I found out that Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a game of monsters, traps, and spells. And I found out it's a lot like dating. You know, monsters, those are the men you meet. Traps, those are the women. And spells, the spells you cast, that's the therapy you've needed since middle school, probably. So, yeah. I'm going to be part of the roast battle here in Wichita tomorrow at the Looney Bin. Again, if you're in Wichita, check it out. One of our guys from locals, I convinced him to go, so I'm going to go make fun of some open micers. It's going to be great.
Awesome.
But yeah, Geist Gang.
You already know, Geist Gang. Congratulations on getting second place, Eric. Thanks
so
for deck profile, bro.
Of course, buddy.